I say 10 for 1. Why not? Get it back to $40 and take it back to 400.
Right?
It's a fun ride. Thanks a lot, Neil. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Charles Payne, and this is Indeed Making Money. In fact, breaking right now, it finally happened today, folks. The S&P 500, it made it to a new all-time high. The question, of course, is will it stay there? It joins the NASDAQ, which, of course, remains on fire. Meanwhile, the V-shaped recovery continues to gain strength. Strong housing data, strong corporate earnings, and, well, look at Walmart, look at Home Depot, the retail landscape. Also, though, we know it's rapidly changing. So what are the names that actually should be in your portfolio? And then there's this.
I thought it was a very divisive speech, extremely divisive. We have a tremendous amount of enthusiasm for my campaign.
President Trump pushing back against former First Lady Michelle Obama, who declared him, quote, in over his head. Well, I'll get reaction from Katie Pavlich on that. All that and so much more coming up on Making Money. Golly, folks, monster quarters for two of the bigger names in retailing. Walmart and Home Depot both posted results well ahead of consensus. Each saw mind-boggling increases in comp store sales. But Wall Street anxious over what happens next with additional stimulus. That's stuck in limbo. I want to bring in retail expert Erin Sykes, along with KB Advisors Group, Kristen Benz. Kristen, let me start with you. You know, Walmart initially, I think it was up at least 6, maybe 7% in the pre-market. Home Depot, again, surging. And then folks kind of started to wonder, can this be replicated? Certainly can it be replicated without stimulus? Where do we go from here?
Well, I think it absolutely can. You know, we're in a Walmazan economy now, Charles. So if you're looking at the mass exodus of people moving, they're not moving out of apartments going to a different apartment. They're actually buying new homes. So I think Home Depot will absolutely progress from here and sustain itself with or without stimulus. And Walmart, too, they've taken that market share. If you didn't use Walmart before the pandemic, you really are using it now. And I think today's fantastic earnings really demonstrated that.
Erin, isn't it interesting? Two years ago, everyone was wondering how Walmart competes with Amazon. Now I think people are wondering how Amazon competes with Walmart.
100%.
Exactly.
And Walmart has ironically been a sleeper in some ways because we've been so focused on Amazon. However, Walmart has been there the whole time. Their artificial intelligence is incredible, if not better than Amazon's. They have the best logistics network in the world. And, of course, we had Walmart Plus, which launched to compete with Amazon. So Walmart was there with the beginning of DTC grocery, and they're going to stick around, especially, as we mentioned before, the exodus continues to the suburbs.
I want to talk about the scenarios, either scenario. Erin, I'll ask you, with or without stimulus. Where do we go from here? I mean, if you look at these comp store sales on the chart, it's just like, you know, pretty nice. And then all of a sudden, this is not a hockey stick. This is like the Empire State Building for both of these names. What happens if Congress just does not fail to provide another round of stimulus?
Well, I think we're going to see continued disparity. So we have Walmart, Target, Amazon doing well throughout the pandemic, and those names will continue to do well with or without stimulus. However, we also have a lot of names that have gone bankrupt and started to falter through the pandemic, and we're going to see that continue. So it's basically, to me, two disparate ways. There's not a lot of players in the middle. You're either going to win or you're going to lose. That said, SPG has really made some moves this week, announcing their potential partnership with Amazon and the distribution centers and taking over Sears space and JCPenney space. So that is a traditional brick and mortar name that is really riding the wave in the right way. So I think that was a sleeper too.
Right. And SPG is Simon Property Group's, folks. So essentially the landlord has become the tenant. You don't have to worry about paying your bills late. But I want to talk about this, Kristen, this change, right? This serious change. If you look at e-commerce as an overall percentage of retail, for the second quarter, it was over 16%. In the first quarter, just 11%. And a year ago, 10%. So you've got unique names. Wayfair on fire. Etsy on fire. Pinterest on fire. And so where does this go? Where sort of to Erin's point, it's feast or famine. And a lot of that feast is you got to have a great internet presence.
You have to. You have to use data. You have to use your supply chain. You have to use AI. And, now we're extremely visual. We're in a visual economy. So you're sitting at home. You're looking at Instagram. You're looking at Pinterest. You might be having a few glasses of wine and ordering on Amazon. A friend told me. So as things start to progress and you're sitting at home, this is the way, we have a paradigm shift. And that's not going away. We'll only get bigger, faster, and stronger.
I want to ask you about stocks that you like here, Kristen. And by the way, we get enough Amazon packages. We definitely don't want to be on wine and Amazon at the same time. I'm not sure my wallet could afford it. But you like Louis Vuitton, you like Peloton, which you say has a cult-like following, Etsy, which I happen to love, and Restoration Hardware. Just quickly, how do you come up with these names?
Well, I'm an expert on consumer behavior, and that's what I do, Charles. I watch people, how they live, work, and shop, and how they're reacting while they're staying at home. And restoration is very interesting here. It's obviously a high-end play. But when you're sitting at home, and remember, the pandemic caught two markets, right? A high-end market and a low-end market. So if you were flush with cash before, you're sitting around, you want to redecorate the house, you may even want to redecorate your husband. So Restoration Hardware comes in handy, and they have those gorgeous source books.
Yeah.
I love Etsy.
No, I love Restoration Hardware. I've been buying this stock for a while, and also the furniture as well. We're running out of time. I'm going to give Erin just real quick. What should we be cautious about, Erin, with just a little bit of time left? What should we be worried about because things sound too good to be true?
Stimulus is going to continue to be a big question mark. And then also, a lot of people still have not received their unemployment. So I don't think that will necessarily hurt the grocery prominent names. However, it's going to continue to hurt apparel until we get those jobs back.
All right. Erin, Kristen, love it. Thank you both very much. Appreciate it. Meanwhile,